What's up, y'all? It's your boy T, back with another recipe video. Today we've got banana bread. This one I added some toasted pecans and some chocolate chunks to it also. Super dank. Check that out. Delicious. Alright, yeah, so let's get into it. First things first, you're going to want to scale about half a cup or 100 grams of pecans. And then you're going to take that over to the stove and put that on a saucepan and put that on a medium-high heat and just toast those up until they're lightly covered and start to become fragrant. You don't want them to get too bitter. Pecans will take on a really bitter flavor when they're burnt, so you just want a light toast. Next up, we're going to get our dry ingredients together. So in this bowl, I have a pinch of salt, a quarter teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 1/4 cup or 158 grams of all-purpose flour. And next up, I'm going to add my spices to that as well. I have a gram of each, or also just a teaspoon if you prefer, of cinnamon, nutmeg, or ground ginger. Okay, now we're going to prep our bananas. Here are 3 large, overly ripened bananas. I like to leave my bananas in the fridge to help them oxidize. I feel like it just moves the process along much quicker. You want extremely overripe bananas because it just makes a simpler mashing. Sugar's already broken down halfway, so it just kind of does the job for you in a sense, partially. And you're just going to want to mash those until they've kind of liquefied and become smooth and pasty. Next up, you're going to add 50 grams or 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Next up, 1 egg. And some vanilla. And now here you'll see that I mixed up my my steps, and I forgot to add my sugar to my liquids. But you're going to want to make sure that you add your sugar to your liquids, and this is 3/4 cup of sugar or 158 grams, and also 2 tablespoons of molasses. And then you're just going to want to mix all of that together until it's homogeneous and fully combined and emulsified. Again, you know, everything is about the technique and the proper mix of things. So if your liquids are emulsified, then you're going to have an emulsified cake batter and it's going to bake properly. Before you mix everything, you're going to want to give your dries a whisk. What we have here is called the blending method. So essentially, you're taking your dries, you're scaling them, you're taking your liquids, you're scaling them, and you're combining them until incorporated. Alright, so next up, you're going to get your pan ready. Go ahead and line a loaf pan with parchment paper and spray it with cooking spray. Deposit your cake batter. Something I forgot to mention, I added some chocolate chunks to my recipe. Feel free to add whatever nuts or other inclusions you like. Inclusions really are just about preference and flavor, mostly. I didn't scale my chocolate chunks, I just had about a fistful left over from another recipe, so that's what I added. Make sure you get every last morsel of cake batter into your pan. Alright, next up, you're going to take a bench knife, or you can use a butter knife, and you're going to also grease that with cooking spray, and then you're going to dip that into the center of your cake all the way to the bottom and quickly pull it out. That just creates a sort of like a steam vent essentially for the cake to release air from, so it also helps in the appearance. It makes that classic split look when it bakes. So next up, you're going to prep your banana. This is also optional, but I just like the aesthetic look of it. And go ahead and fit it to your pan and slice it in half and add it to your cake. Okay, next up, you're going to send that into an oven that's at 450 degrees for about 10 minutes. And this is going to create what we call oven spring. That's that initial puff of your product. And then after the 10 minutes, you're gonna lower your temperature to 350 and bake for another 30-ish minutes, rotating every 15 minutes. And you just wanna check for center doneness. And once it's become golden brown, you have a delicious finished banana bread loaf. Whew, jeez, there you go. Beautiful. Give it a poke test, just to make sure it's finished. And there you have it. This is honestly the perfect complement to a morning cup of coffee. So delicious. You gotta treat yourself sometimes, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know how you like this recipe. Go ahead and try it at home, share with your friends, like and subscribe for more awesome recipes, leave a comment for what you want to see next, and we'll see you next time. Peace.